Hi, angels. Oh, that's loud. That was supposed to be like soft and sexy, but all right. That's my only joke for tonight. This is very serious. So I was thinking about two questions. The first one was what brings us to yoga? Like really, what brings us to this moment right now? And the other one is what does it actually do for all of us? Also in a very real, non-abstract way. And so obviously we all have very specific, unique journeys, as it's evident from today. But I think there is a sort of unifying, underlying desire for transcendence that unifies all of our desires that bring us to this moment. I think it manifests in a type of background radiation kind of pain that we all feel in our everyday lives. And so we come to it because we want to resolve it. And on this journey, we're all at a different level of desperation to resolve this pain. But spiritual practice, the promises of spirituality and yoga can seem very promising. And so I think in the spiritual practices and yoga, we can truly find some very wise guidance, even some life-changing answers, but only if we abandon the framework that kind of brings us to this path in the first place. So according to Buddhism, the pain that we feel is created by aversion and craving. And I think both of these come from both our instincts, our biological instincts, and our culture and society. And so our natural instinct to pursue abundance and comfort and pleasure is magnified by our culture, and it's manipulated. The culture that is really built on the foundations of craving and aversion. And so when our culture advertises and really tries to sell us spirituality, it's kind of bringing us in the same state of mind and heart that kind of creates the problem in the first place. It tells us that transcendence, sounds like, is about rising above and pushing away. And so if you're coming to practice, let's say you went through a bad breakup and you're feeling pain and you're drawn to practice to really heal the pain, you might be called to quote unquote rise above. And the fluffy language of commodified modern spirituality will tell you that this is the most wholesome way to deal with it. However, underneath it is just another form of aversion. And we just stay in the same cycle of pushing things away in just a nicer packaging. And when we engage with our experience in this way, we're just feeding another form of pushing things away, whether by intellectualizing, manipulating our emotions, or creating some other form of othering. So on the other hand, what pure spiritual practice that is free from our biological instincts and the influence of today's culture and society, which I think Rachel and Sachi have been so gracefully guiding us toward, teaches us that transcendence could never be about pushing things away or rising above anything. It leads us to the realization that we're capable of opening our hearts so widely that there's nothing that they cannot take in. And so the way we move towards freedom is by cultivating a type of non-duality that shows us that we are capable of embracing everything and pushing away nothing. And so when we put this goal at the centerpiece of our practice, we are creating a type of union between our minds, our hearts, and the rest of the world that is impossible to break. And we're giving ourselves a chance to experience true paradise right here and right now. So then the only question I'm left with is, how could we not practice yoga?